Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to anyone who may be new. In this video, I'm going to be doing a 1-year update on our triplet boys. And I'm going to break this down into some categories, and I'm going to start with physical, milestones, eating, and sleeping. And then I'm also going to touch a little bit on myself at the end, where I'm going to show you guys what my belly looks like 1 year after having triplets. So stay tuned for that. And everyone is different, what their postpartum bodies look like. But this is what my body looks like 1 year after having triplets. Okay, so I'm going to jump into the updates. So the physical aspects of our boys, Hadwin is 20 pounds, 8 ounces last time we went to the doctor, which was about a week ago. And then Hesed is 18 pounds, 15 ounces. It kind of fluctuated between that and 19 pounds, but 18 pounds, 15 ounces. And then Eben, or Ebenezer, is 18 pounds, 8 ounces. So that's where their weights are now. You know, graph-wise, even though I know that graph of like, where are they on the chart? What percentile are they? You know, it's just every baby's different. Every baby grows and develops differently. But our boys are, Hesed and Ebenezer are like in the 10th percentile-ish. And then Hadwin has actually jumped up to like 25, 30 percentiles. So he kind of grew the most. I guess he's always been the biggest, but he seems to have kind of grown a little bit more than the other boys. So that's their weights and also their teeth. So how many teeth do they have now? So Hadwin has 6 teeth. He's got 4 on top and 2 on the bottom. And Hesed's got 6 teeth, 4 on top, 2 on the bottom. And Eben has got 8 teeth, 4 on top, 4 on the bottom. So, and the next thing I wanted to talk about is their hair. Their hair has changed a lot since I last did an update. It's just gotten longer and thicker and more. And I think I had mentioned in a video before that you can kind of tell Hadwin apart from Hesed. They're the identicals because Hadwin's hair kind of stands up more and Hesed's hair kind of sticks down more. But now they both kind of stick down, and actually Hesed's is kind of sticking up a little bit more than Hadwin's now, so it's might be a little bit confusing. But I think as the hair's getting longer, it's not sticking up as much. So their hair's definitely getting long, and I actually bought like a little brush for their hair, and they love that. They love to have their hair brushed, and it's really soft, and that's been really nice for them. And their hair, like when I brush it in the back, is pretty long. It almost kind of has a mullet-ish look. So yeah, their hair is definitely getting long. So that's it for like the physical things I could think of that I wanted to share with you guys about where they are now. And the next category is milestones. So I'm going to talk a little bit about like speech, like where are they with speech and all that. And again, every baby develops differently and at different rates. You know, there are things I think they can look at and be like, okay, at this point, you know, some things should be clicking. But I will say for them, speech is not really something I think they're at yet. They definitely can say mama, dada, and make a whole bunch of vocalizations, like even just things, you know, clicking their tongue, or they love doing that, or, you know, just different noises with their mouth. But it doesn't seem like they fully understand like I'm mama or Casey's dada or things like that. Like every once in a while things will happen, especially with Hadwin. He seems a little bit more advanced than the other boys in this area, where I'll say mama, and he has done it a couple of times, but then most of the time he doesn't. So, but as far as like knowing I'm mama or Casey's dada, I don't think they're there yet that we can tell. So anyway, that's kind of where they are in that. And the next thing is just like, I'm going to go in order here. So I'm going to start with Hadwin. This is birth order. I'll start with Hadwin, and he has, you know, he's pulling up. I think the last, I did like a 9-month update. They were almost 10 months, and he was just starting to pull up to a standing position very rarely, but he does it all the time now, pulling up, cruising. He also like throws balls that we have and chases after them, and he He also just like the way he plays with toys is more intentional, not just chewing on everything. So he'll like take these little toys, and we have these cups that they stack, and he'll like put things in them and take them out, and you know, so kind of a little bit more playing with the toys, I guess, and kind of like figuring out stacking things, and definitely like throwing the balls and chasing them, and then throwing them and chasing them. So he loves doing that. So then going on to Hesed, he's definitely pulling up to standing, cruising. Oh, sorry, one more thing about Hadwin is he has a few times, like maybe 3 times, he stood up, 3 or 4 times, he stood up without holding anything. And just for a little bit, like for a very short time. But that's something else that he has done. And Hesed has not done that. He hasn't stood up without holding on to anything, but he definitely cruises and is definitely more in that place of, you know, playing with the toys that way. He's not as much as into throwing the ball and chasing it as Hadwin is, but he loves, I have these like breastfeeding pillows that I leave in their like play area, and they love to just like climb on them, but Hesed absolutely loves them. Like he wants to just lounge in them and climb on them and lay on them, and he'll get to this place where he'll get really giggly and goofy, and he'll just start laughing. And I'll probably insert a clip here.
Only something as simple as a pillow can make us all so happy.
So yeah, he's just has a ball in it, and he can kind of get that real goofy, giggly, and they all can be that way, but he especially is kind of just can get really giggly. And he just loves those pillows. So that's something that the other boys, they're not as into those pillows as he is, so it's kind of his thing. But that's really fun. And for Ebenezer, he's had some drastic changes since the last update. And I think in my last video I talked about that, you know, he wasn't crawling. You know, he's almost 10 months old at that point and wasn't crawling. And I thought that he would almost like maybe skip crawling and just end up walking, but he started crawling at like 11 months, and it was just crazy. He just pretty quickly, and I just didn't really think he would figure it out because it had been so long. You know, his other brothers had been crawling for a long time, and I just thought maybe he's just gonna skip it, but he crawls around just as fast as his brothers, and it seemed like he kind of learned it quicker, I guess, watching them, and you know, maybe being a little bit older when he started crawling. So I'm really glad he was able to do that, because I just feel like he can play with his brothers more and go around instead of just watching them go everywhere and him just kind of being stuck in one place. So I'm really glad he can do that. And he cruises, he pulls up to standing, and this was about, you know, he did have a couple of times where he stood up, kind of like Hadwin, where he stood up for just a short time without touching anything, but then fall back down. But about a week after his first birthday, he started standing for longer. He was just like pushing off on us kind of, and just stood, and he would get so excited. Here's some clips of this because it's really cute.
There we go. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Oh.
Look at genius. Oh. You're laughing so. Ebenezer! Yay! Oh.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, you can see he would just get so excited, and his excitement would kind of like make him fall back down because he started bouncing and all this stuff. But then it just progressed, and he just started standing longer and longer, and now he loves standing. Like, you know, he definitely crawls around a lot still, but he'll just love just standing, picking toys, throwing them after he stands up. So, and he's the only boy that's been doing that. So even though he was kind of behind, it's almost like he's a little bit ahead of the other boys in that area. So it just shows every baby is so different, even if they're born on the exact same day and to the same mother and all of that. Now he is fraternal and the other boys are identical, but even the identicals are different too. So, but anyway, so that's been really fun to see that. Now I'm going to talk about eating. And first thing is that at 10 and a half months, Eben decided he didn't want to breastfeed anymore. He just stopped. I kept offering it for about a week to 10 days, something like that. And we had a bottle backup just in case, and he just didn't want it. And I tried all these techniques of like waiting till he's really sleepy, because I kind of wanted to make it to a year and then kind of see where they're at. But he just kind of chose like, I'm done. So he just stopped on his own. He didn't want it at all, and he would not suck. He would be upset about it. Like he just, you know, if I tried, and then as soon as we gave him a bottle, he was fine. So it wasn't that he wasn't hungry. It was just he didn't want to breastfeed anymore. So anyway, it was kind of hard at first because I was like, oh, did something happen? Like, why is he not doing this? And also, like, I kind of thought I would be the one to kind of, I guess, decide when he stopped. I don't know. But he decided, and, you know, I've heard that that does happen with babies sometimes. So he weaned himself, I guess. But the other boys are still breastfeeding during the day, like 2 or 3 times. And then they get a bottle right before bed and when they wake up as well. But they eat all kinds of foods. They love eating. They have so much fun. I'll insert some clips here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here you go. Your beef here. Yeah. Oh, someone's really passionate about the food. Yes. So much passion. And you too had one. Yeah. Oh, I grunted like you like it. That's right. That's right. Whoa. Look at the tension. Look at the tenseness.
Oh my.
Wow. Wow.
I love carrots
Wow.
and daikon and broccoli
I
and
know.
beef. What do you think?
What do you think, Ebenezer? Here's the beef. Give me more. Give me more. Wow. Wow. Eating is life. Eating is life. Wow. Just shove it in your mouth. Wow.
So yeah, they eat a variety of things and they just have fun with each other while they're eating, as you can see in that one clip when they're just dying laughing, which that was actually a while ago that video was, but it's just a really fun one. I don't think I've shared it with you guys before. So but yeah, they eat a wide variety of food and really enjoy it. So that's been really fun, just to like introduce different foods to them. So sleeping has been amazing, actually. They are sleeping through the night now. And if you have seen my most previous video where Ebenezer, we had to take him to the ER, that was about 3.5 weeks ago from when I'm recording this. And the night before that, the boy slept through the night. And actually before that, it was really rough. We were having some really hard nights, mainly with Hesed and Hadwin, where Hesed was like almost every night waking up, not able to sleep, go back to sleep in his crib and sleeping in bed with us. And it was just hard because we're like, are we teaching him to do this? But then, you know, I don't know. It was just hard. And then Hadwin had like 3 nights where it was just really rough, where he was just like inconsolable. He wouldn't sleep in our bed. He wouldn't sleep. And, you know, the only way he would kind of calm down is if we were like standing with him. And we would just like take turns. Like once one of us kind of had our limit, we're like, okay, passing him off to you, because it was frustrating. We were tired. It was like hours that we were up with him. And so I'm not sure what was going on with him. I don't know if it was a teething thing. I really don't know. But thankfully that night before we went to the ER, they slept through the night. So we had a good night's sleep. And then took our Ebenezer to the ER. So kind of prepared us for that those sleepless nights in the hospital, really. But ever since then, they've been sleeping through the night. And they might wake up in the middle of the night and maybe make a few little noises, a few little cries, but they go back to sleep on their own. So we're so thankful. It's been really nice to just have that, and that they're sleeping like 11, 12 hours at night sometimes. So it's been wonderful. We're very thankful. And I know that, you know, some things could happen in the future where some of that could change. So we're just cherishing it right now that we have been able to, you know, have that sleep that for us as well. And it's been great. Okay, well, I'm going to transition and show you guys my belly. Okay, guys, so here's what my belly looks like 1 year. You can see I definitely have loose skin. I definitely have stretch marks still, of course. And, but as you can see, it's really, you know, it still kind of pooges out, but it's really come in a lot. And I'm really thankful just for the strength that I have in my core, even though it went through so much, and the kind of physical therapy I've done to help with this has just been amazing. So I'm really, really thankful. And yeah, this is what I look like 1 year and a little bit more, 1 year and like a week and so postpartum. So I also wanted to share with you guys that I did start my cycle back. It was very light and short, but you know, it definitely was there. So, but yeah, I will say it was nice to not have a cycle for that long. It was very nice. But anyway, I know that that will come back at some point. And I've heard some people say that it can come back at like full force, but thankfully mine was very light and I really had no cramping or anything. So anyway, but that's the update for 1 year. And I'd love to hear from you guys down below, just where your 1-year-olds maybe were at, and just just different, things for different babies, and especially if you have multiples. And were they different from each other? Were they vastly different, or did they kind of progress the same? I'm hoping to do some more like baby necessity type things, especially targeted for triplets, but also just for babies in general. So stay tuned for those, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!